Hi, my name's Phil. I'd like to come about politics, and in this video I'd like to discuss how Nigel Farage tried to copy the Conservatives' homework last night and got shown up on Twitter. He's trying to claim that he represents the real opposition with his 5 MPs when the Lib Dems have 72 and the Tories have 121. He tried to claim credit for an opposition amendment yesterday, which wasn't just clearly a Conservative amendment, but his own MPs didn't even bother to speak at. But first, for daily political commentary, please hit the subscribe button to stay notified. So late last night, Nigel Farage tried to tweet out a message that it's only because of Reform UK that an opposing amendment was put forward against Labour's immigration bill, that the Tories had no intention of opposing it until they forced the vote in the Commons. Unfortunately, Farage forgot about community notes on Twitter and was utterly destroyed by it. The amendment in question was, as the community note pointed out, put forward by the Conservative Party. 103 Conservative MPs voted in favour of it, with 2 Conservative tellers putting the total to 105. All 5 Reform UK MPs also voted for it, however, didn't seem to take part in the debate. The Hansard record of the debate, which includes everyone who spoke and what they said, showed not a single one of them bothered to say anything. So how does Farage think that it was his party who were responsible for moving the amendment? I mean, although I'm sure the House would accommodate an MP who was mute in some way, it's not usual to move amendments through the medium of mime. You have to actually say something to get your motion to the House and then get supportive and dissenting voices in order to force a vote. Neither Farage nor his MPs said a word, which makes you wonder what Farage was trying to achieve. Obviously, it's not easy for a party with just 5 MPs to get amendments voted on at all. If the Conservatives want to put forward an amendment, they will tend to get priority anyway because they are the official opposition, no matter what Farage says. But if you're going to claim it's your amendment, and as I've said in the past, finding the order papers after the event's not an easy thing on the House of Commons website. They don't make it easy. Then at least make sure you're taking an active part in the debate so that if someone says, oh, it's nothing to do with you, here, I think you'll find here was us putting the case for it. And then community noters can't easily shoot you down. Because although Farage, all he's actually done is achieved is a community note which not only makes it look like he's trying to claim credit for what the Conservatives have actually done, but also the fact that neither he nor any Reform MP could even be bothered to speak in a debate on immigration. This is like their happy place. This is like the time recently when they couldn't be asked to speak on a debate on fishing or grooming gangs. You know, for a party that was supposed to be shaking things up in Parliament, they don't half miss a lot of debates on the policy areas they claim to prioritise. Reality is that they only turn up every now and then between trips to the bar for enough time to ask a quick question, get a clip of it, send it round social media. Oh, that'll cover them for a couple of weeks. And then they're off to the pub until they think they need another clip. You know, to give the impression they're in the chamber more than they are. They're hardly ever there, really. But they can't be asked. And it's not a case of just can't be bothered. Like, we all know they're busy with their own careers, which is why they put in so little effort as an MP. But on this occasion, they did actually vote, which means they were there. They were in the House. So given that immigration is their favourite topic, bar none, and they love clips of them talking shit for social media consumption, why didn't they stand up and speak? They can't even be bothered with a debate on their favourite topic when they're pretending they forced a vote on an amendment. Some Conservative MPs were there to speak. One of them did get shot down quite funnily, but you know, the Tories keep trying to claim, right, because their Rwanda plan would have worked marvellously, even though it had been blocked by the courts and spent hundreds of millions of pounds just to send 4 migrants to the African state, all of whom were volunteers. But it allowed Home Office Minister Jess Phillips to get a cheeky dig in. So one Conservative MP, Gregory Stafford, asked how the government were going to be measuring the success of their immigration policies, which is a reasonable question, of course. But although the question wasn't actually to Phillips, but her colleague Angela Eagle, she piped up anyway and said, there'll be more than 4. showing, of course, that Labour have no problem shooting the Tories down on anything to do with immigration. But it's a different matter with Reform UK, though, isn't it? Like I said yesterday, they can propose the most insane policies. As far as their supporters are concerned, they're just common sense. Oh, of course they would work. Oh, we'll build a wall in the channel. Oh, yeah, great idea. Why didn't we think of that? The only way to prove that these ideas wouldn't work to those supporters is put them to the test. And as we saw from Brexit, it's no point someone else putting to the test, because then Farage will say, oh, no, you just messed it up. No. You'd have to get him to be the one to implement it. Of course, it's not worth letting him do to the UK what Trump is doing to America just to prove a point. And even then, I suspect Farage will still blame others for the failure, even if he were Prime Minister, just as Trump will in time. But in the here and now, where Farage has never been in power and should never be in power, he can outbid anyone in fantasy policies, which is why, like I keep saying, Labour shouldn't be trying to make a big meal of immigration. Just get it done quietly, like the EU agreements, just quietly, no fuss. Make the big noise about the NHS and workers' rights, where Reform UK are weak. But given that Labour can't outbid Farage on immigration, why wasn't the walking cigarette tray there to make those bids? Why weren't any Reform UK MPs making their ridiculous proposals? They were in the building. They voted. They must have been there. They could have had some nice lines for their supporters to throw onto Twitter instead of an obviously bogus claim that was called out by the community notes with handy little links by way of proof. Were they just scared of Jess Phillips making fun of them? We know Lee Anderson runs away if people laugh at him. That's his kryptonite. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe for further content. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can click the join button for memberships. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.